Some great news for Suikoden fans, as Miki Higashino, working under the name of Miki Chang, has come out of retirement and she's once again composing video game music. She created a Twitter account just before Christmas and announced that she's composing music for an upcoming shoot 'em up called Bounty Sisters, which will be releasing in summer 2025. Head on over to Twitter and drop her a follow at MKHGSNOfficial. For those that aren't aware of who Miki Higashino is or her significance to the Suikoden series and community, she was the composer for Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, Suikogaiden Volume 1 and Suikogaiden Volume 2, as well as composing music for a bunch of other older Konami games such as Vandal Hearts, Life Force, which is otherwise known as Salamander, Gradius 3, Contra 3 and a couple of TMNT games. The last game she composed music for was a third-person shooter called 10,000 Bullets, which released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2, a game that was created by Suikoden creator Yoshitaka Murayama and Blue Moon Studio after he had left Konami. Her music is one of the reasons why so many of us fell in love with Suikoden. Ask any Suikoden fan what their favourite music is from the series, and most of the songs they list will all have been composed by Miki Higashino. Much like how the majority of fans believe that the series peaked under the writing and direction of Yoshitaka Murayama, how character design peaked with Fumi Ishikawa's art, most fans agree that Miki Higashino's music equally defined the series. Even long after she left, renditions of her songs were played in future games. To name a few, the name entry theme, the theme of narcissism, the theme of a moonlit night, the victory theme, and every time we hear those themes, we're taken back to our memories of hearing them for the first time in Suikoden 1. So what does Miki Higashino coming out of retirement mean for Suikoden going forward? Does it mean anything for Suikoden? Currently, she's only following 11 accounts on Twitter. Pixelink, who are the developers of Bounty Sisters, she's following some composers, and she's following 2 accounts which may be of interest to everyone. She's following the official Suikoden Twitter accounts, both the Japanese and English accounts. So does that mean anything? Was she somehow involved in the HD remasters? Probably not. It's likely that she's simply following the accounts of the series that played such a large role in her career. But she did say that she's enjoying being back in game development. She's been fairly active on Twitter, responding to a lot of fans' tweets in both Japanese and English, even interacting with the official Suikoden account's countdown post about the character Annalie. She did give us a fun little fact about Annalie from Suikoden 2. It turns out that Annalie, or at least Annalie's appearance, was a request by Miki Higashino to the designer. While she didn't name the designer directly, she's presumably referring to Fumi Ishikawa. She requested that Annalie be a kind but strong-willed woman. She also revealed that Annalie's name is based on Annalie Drecker, the singer of a Norwegian pop band trio called Bel Canto. So it kind of makes you wonder if perhaps Alberto and Pico were based on the other 2 members of the group. Also, our good friend Kurin Insight did leave her a message hoping that she'll be involved with Suikoden or Eiyuden Chronicle in the future, to which she replied that she doesn't know what the future holds, but that she'd like to compose more music little by little, joking that a big production like that is hard work and that she'd have to hit the gym again. Fingers crossed that if the Suikoden HD Remaster sells well, that this will hopefully open the door for her return in the future and perhaps compose even just a few songs for a potential future entry. I'm sure many of us would also love to see her compose some music for the inevitable Eiyuden Chronicle sequel as well. Those that backed Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes on Kickstarter will remember that the developers were hounded with questions by backers, begging them to try and coax Miki Higashino out of retirement to compose the game's soundtrack, which we all know they didn't do as they respected her retirement. And speaking of Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, get ready to groan because the DLC has been delayed until spring 2025. Once again, with the exact same reason of we are working to finalize preparations, ensuring all backers receive their codes for the story expansions correctly. This is the same reason they gave in the last two announcements since the original delay back in August. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's a delay of 7 to 9 months to finalize plans for code distribution. That's an insane amount of time to distribute DLC codes. Surely they already would have or should have had the information needed on hand from handing out game keys at launch and the surveys we all filled out before launch. I had to fill out a survey recently stating that I wanted my DLC codes for the Switch copy to be European codes, which should have been obvious by the fact that I had previously filled out a survey before the launch for a European game key. I'm not going to be requesting a European copy of the game and then North American or Japanese DLC codes. That wouldn't make any sense. At this point, I believe the fault is largely on the incompetence of ET, but I still think the entire problem could have been avoided completely had Rabbit and Bear given all backers digital deluxe codes instead of this messy way they've done things. Rabbit and Bear just announced Eiyuden Chronicle plushies and interactive pins over on Twitter, or X if you prefer. They've teamed up with U2s to create plushies of Noah, Sane and Marisa. They do look pretty cute and the interactive pins look kind of cool too. Are any of you planning on picking them up? We also have a little bit of information about the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Strategy Guide. The final illustration of the cover art has been revealed and I think it looks excellent. It's also revealed to be 320 pages long, which is about the same size as the original strategy guides for both games combined. Are you planning on picking up the strategy guide even though it's looking likely that it'll be a Japan-only release? It's only 3,300 yen, which is about 20 euros or $21 including tax. That's not a bad price at all for what you get, especially to add to your Suikoden collection or to flick through and look at some artwork. Anyway, what do you guys all think? Are you happy that Miki Higashino has come out of retirement and returned to the gaming industry? Are you happy that she's back creating new music? Do you plan on picking up or at least checking out Bounty Sisters? Shoot 'em ups aren't really my thing, so I'll probably give the game a miss, but I'll gladly check out the soundtrack when it releases. Do you want to see her involved with Suikoden again, or perhaps be involved with the Eiyuden Chronicle sequel? I mean, obviously you do, that's a dumb question. And what do you think about the newest Eiyuden Chronicle DLC delay? At this point, I'm actually losing interest in the Eiyuden DLC. The delays have been going on for so long now that I'm no longer excited for them. I mean, I'll still play them, of course I will, but I don't have the same excitement for them that I had 6 or 7 months ago. Also, I'll have the High East Rebellion video up sometime soon. I'm recording it back to back with this video. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.